You can check us up on Facebook, bcus.tv to be precise. You'll meet us there. And of course, live streaming, Oluyole 98.5. No station beats that reach. We are all over the place. And of course, conversation is still the program. Stories making the rounds from, yes, I have stories online, The Punch, and I have The Vanguard and The Tribune. And of course, yes, let me just quickly go through these headlines before we later go into the nitty-gritty of those stories. Well, this worries someone again. We are yet to get out of one trauma and another has come up again in the same area, in the same state. And yes, we had stories that gunmen strike in Ibadan and Ogbomoso again. Yes, in Ibadan. The gunmen abducted Mr. Bayo Adelabu's sister, that is the former minister, the presidential candidate for the All Progressives Congress, Adelabu Benkele Messi, and her twin sons in Ibadan. Yes, governorship candidate. Yes, governorship candidate. And well, that happened, I think yesterday. Yes, yesterday or the day before yesterday, thereabout. And well, it was at the Elewura area of Challenge in Ibadan. And again, gunmen again cut away arms, ammunition at immigration office in Ogbomoso after abducting another person too. This is kind of worrisome, and well, we don't know what is really happening. We don't know what is happening. We don't know. Maybe it's a kind of trying to, spoil the good works of Governor Seyi Makinde, or somebody is just deliberately or wanting to, just cause trouble. We don't know, but we'll still get to the story. Now, court sentences 4 to death over 2022 Owo church attacks. Judgment, a major step towards justice. Closure for victims, says Ayedatiwa, and justice finally served, says Olowo. Yeah, I know you remember the 2022 Owo church attacks where so many people were killed. Some abducted, some were injured, and well, I think it occurred 2022, yes, or thereabouts. And now finally justice have been served, and well, I think people are saying it was a major step towards justice. And now over 600 pupils, teachers abducted despite 145 billion naira safe school scheme. Yes, that's coming from the Punch. The previous stories I read were from the Tribune, and this one is from the Punch. And school abduction, Oyo Assembly rejects negotiation with bandits. And well, talking about the Adelabu sisters and nephews or twin sons abduction, the police have launched manhunt. Yes, they have launched a manhunt following the abductions of these victims here. And Ogun school hit by fresh gas leak, scores hospitalized. And well, like I said, still talking about the stories making the round, and the story that is really hot now. Yes, still talking about the Oluyole local government abductions of some school pupils and students of 2 primary schools and a secondary school. Abduction of students, abduction of a principal, teachers. 2 teachers have been killed, 1 on the day of attack, 1 beheaded while in captivity. Now, another one has come up here. Still talking Oyo State, and again Ogbomoso. Yes, gunmen, gunmen.
Yeah, attack on the immigration office.
Yes, immigration office, and carted away arms and ammunition. I think there's a problem somewhere.
Okay, maybe the target was actually the arms and ammunition. Maybe that was the motive for the attack. Maybe these same people that are roaming the forest reserves for their nefarious activities, they've made the forest reserves their home. Maybe now they need more arms and ammunition, and they saw that place as a soft target that they could attack. It says gunmen have struck again in Ibadan, Ogbomoso, Oyo State, but the story talks about the kidnapping of the APC 27 governorship aspirant, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, and with her twin babies at Elewuda area of Challenge, Ibadan. And it actually says another kidnapping incident was recorded at the Nigeria Immigration Office, NIS in Ogbomoso, where arms and ammunition were carted away by suspected gunmen. And the Ogbomoso story now is what I'm trying to look further for the details.
Yes, it is somewhere.
I think that's about all it says about the Ogbomoso story. And that's about all it says. That it doesn't say who was kidnapped. They said it was another kidnapping incident. It doesn't say who was kidnapped. At that time, and ammunition were carted away by the suspected gunmen. Well, for the Adelabu story, it says the sister of the APC aspirant, identified as Mrs. Olaide Busayo Adegoke John Paul, was abducted alongside her twin sons, Peter and Paul. Now, the victim was released on her way to drop her children in their school at 7:30 a.m. An eyewitness account revealed the gunmen shot sporadically to scare residents and passers-by who might attempt to block their way. Our attention was drawn to the scene with the sound of the gun that rent the atmosphere. The business and other people and related activities in the area were temporarily put on hold as people scampered for safety. That's the account of an eyewitness. And it says we later discovered that a mother of two in her late 40s alongside her children have been whisked to an unknown destination by the suspected gunmen. And this is not good, Bimbo.
Yes.
Kidnapping is getting to epidemic proportions across the country. Seems to have a kidnapping epidemic on our hands. And most people reacting to this story yesterday were predicting that because of the status of the person that was kidnapped, that the rescue would be quick.
Yes.
And that it might turn out an embarrassment to the state government if these ones are rescued very quickly, and those other ones in Ogbomoso, the 46 children and their teachers are still in captivity. But then my own opinion was that, if you are talking about the Adelabus, you are talking about an individual family, and that family would do everything to ensure that they get their loved ones out of captivity. The government, on the other hand, are the ones having to negotiate with the abductors of the Ogbomoso victims, and they need to proceed with caution, I guess. And I believe them when they say they are on top of the situation, Bimbo. A lot of them, like the government itself has said that they have to proceed with a lot of caution to ensure that they do not endanger those in captivity. That is the most important thing.
Yes.
Getting them out alive and well, because it will not be worth it after all this while, and then something drastic is done and the lives of those people are put in jeopardy. I think that is the governor's priority now, to ensure that they are unhurt and they remain unhurt.
Yes.
So, our thoughts with the Adelabu family at this time, this difficult time, and our thoughts also with the families of those still in the forest in Ogbomoso, in the Oluyole local government area. We continue to pray and pray for everyone that is a victim and their families, and we pray that all people that are in captivity will return home safely to us.
Tola, this scenario, I think I see some signs, some meaning. I can read some meanings to it. Do you think some people are trying to, some unscrupulous elements are trying to, put sand in the galley of Governor Seyi Makinde
to frustrate the governor, especially because of his political ambition?
Yes.
Well, anything is possible, even though we cannot substantiate anything. But then, this is Nigeria, and then anything is possible. There are people that might be deliberately wanting to overturn the apple cart, just to and then one thing, Bimbo. Well, some also said that it could be either way. There are all sorts of possibilities and theories that we are hearing. Some are also saying that some people also want to deal with Chief Adelabu himself. That Chief Adelabu himself could be their target. That they want to embarrass him and make sure that he has other things to think about besides politics. Well, I don't know if he has fully accepted yet the outcome of the APC primaries. That there are people who might want to actually deal with him. But
and actually even get some, some small cash. Let me just say it, small cash from him.
But all in all, you know what I believe, Bimbo? Like I said, we cannot substantiate anything. We can only begin to postulate possibilities and theories. I think I don't think this is about Fulani kidnappers or herders.
This is not Fulani.
This time around, I believe the possibility that it's our own people is very, very high. Maybe investigation should start from those that work around the woman, maybe domestic staff. I'm sorry to be sounding like this morning, and I cannot begin to condemn anyone until, of course, they are found guilty. But I guess the police know what to do. We cannot teach them their job. But I guess part of that will be looking inwards. Domestic staff, close associates, and so who might want to take the opportunity of what is happening right now, like you said, to extort some money from Chief Adelabu. Or in the long run, of course, he would be the target because they will expect him to come up with whatever ransom, be the one that's best to come up with whatever ransom, because not doing anything, of course, would also be an embarrassment to him as a person. But like I said, our thoughts with the family at this time, and our prayers for them and for the those who are still in captivity in Ogbomoso and other parts of Nigeria.
And in the meantime, the Oyo State Police Command has launched an investigation into the abduction of the younger sister of former Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, Mrs. Busayo John Paul, and her twin sons, Peter and Paul. And Busayo, 43, and her 12-year-old sons were abducted by gunmen around 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday, while she was taking the children to school. Yes, along the Ring Road area of Ibadan. Well, we read that earlier. And the police have launched a manhunt, and we will see at the end of the day whether they are Fulani or not. But me, I believe, like you said, this is an in-house thing. Yes, in-house arrangement.
Well, troops kill 50 terrorists, top ISWAP commander in Northeast. That's a good one. And the rider. Weapons looted during Libyan conflict found with extremist groups in Nigeria. That's come from the United Nations. And why am I not surprised? As usual, Nigeria is the destination, is the key destination for everything bad from all over the world, especially when it comes to issues of terrorism and this insurgency that we are talking about. I do not know why Nigerians are so comfortable with crime, why they are so at home with crime, why crime has become a new normal, why crime does pay in Nigeria. From the body language of our government, they refuse to punish crime. They refuse to punish injustice. They refuse to punish criminality, and I just do not understand, Bimbo. And if it's about politics, if it's about a particular ethnic nationality being more involved in criminal activities, the bad eggs within that particular ethnic nationality being more involved in criminal activity, and you feel that that ethnic nationality has the voting population, therefore you do not want to do or say anything when they are involved in crime. Well, I'm not a politician, but sometimes I ask myself, which is better, Bimbo, to come down hard on those that are giving a particular ethnic nationality a bad name, or to have the entire nation caving on your head as a leader? And this is where we are going eventually if this issue of injustice is not solved, if this challenge of insecurity is not tackled from the very roots. This is where we are going. We are going to begin to have a situation where people will say enough is enough and we have to defend ourselves, and that is a descent into chaos. I do not pray that that should happen, Bimbo. I saw a particular video, and it went viral, and some thugs, some hoodlums, they were seen in that video, though subtly, though in a subtle way, they were harassing a little girl who is of this ethnic nationality that we are talking about. She's from northern Nigeria, and she was hawking milk cakes, wara.
Yes.
And a very little girl, maybe about 10 or 11 years old, and we could hear the voice of the hoodlums saying that our baba yinpa want tawara, you want to where they were cursing her and all that. So, but yes, it was subtle harassment. Quite all right, they were not violent with her. But then I looked at it and my thoughts that in time, this is what we are going to start having: profiling of innocent people. Profiling that little girl, and then she was very uncomfortable in the video, and you are going to have the profiling of innocent people in the name of it's your ethnic nationality that is perpetrating these things. Unless we begin to move against the bad eggs among them. I don't know, Bimbo, an organization like Miyeti Ala Kauta Holding is not the entire Fulani that belongs to that organization.
Yes.
But of course, they've proven themselves to be a very dangerous organization, mongers of terror. I do not know why they have not been outlawed the same way IPOB have been outlawed in Southeast Nigeria. I'm just saying all this, Bimbo, for the sake of our unity, for the sake of our unity in diversity as a nation. That our diversity should be a strength. It shouldn't be a weakness. But since the politicians have found it very expedient to make use of that diversity to further polarize and divide us and set us against ourselves, and then but like I said, Bimbo, I pray that we do not descend into chaos eventually in this country. It's about us, Bimbo, and it's about leadership.
Yes, and what I just noticed here, like you said it all, what I noticed about this is that, well, Nigerians, we are a kind of very rugged tribe. Yes, I mean rugged people, rugged. Anything that comes, we just we just accept it like that. Nigerians are rugged, but Nigerians have been pushed against the wall, but they are always just going inside, just accepting. Now they are being pushed into the wall, but at the same time they are still, managing. We are still managing. But I hope, like you said, that Nigeria does not go into disintegration and violence, and I know when Nigerians are really agitated, they will react. But I'm not saying Nigerians should go into this at this time when things are really upbeat for government and all other top politicians, country top leaders. But I know that somehow, someday, some way, something positive will come. Yes, we will. Nigerians always say that Nigeria Shimada. Some people they'll say Nigeria Shimada.
They will intercept Oruro. They will even go into the markets to go and
bust shops,
bust open shops and all that. But when it comes to weapons, light weapons and so on coming into the country, you hardly hear that they have made any major. Once in a while, just for the television cameras, they say, "Oh, we intercepted so number of arms." Those arms, they come in through our borders. I also have my graphs with the banks, Bimbo. Those that procure arms, like I always say, they do not pay in cash. This money is wired through Nigerian banks. And yet these are all the things that our government, they keep telling us that they do not see. And they keep telling us that the only way they know to stop these people is to invite them into air-conditioned offices in government houses in northern Nigeria. You see them brandishing their weapons. And if we are not careful, as we feared that kidnapping and terror would come to us in southwest Nigeria, and it has come to us, that also would eventually come to us if we are not careful. But if we don't proceed with caution regarding this matter. Soon we will soon have terrorists and bandits and sitting in government houses in Agodi, in Alagbaka, in what's the name of the government at Alausa, in
Lagos State.
We have bandits and terrorists sitting there negotiating with our governors in air-conditioned offices. I pray it doesn't get to that. I pray we do not become another Lebanon, another Beirut, where terror groups dictate the pace of politics in those countries.
And yes, in the meantime, still talking of your state, the Oluyole issue, the Oluyole local government abductions. There was this issue that had been on to use force to rescue the students and the teachers and principal, or negotiation. Now the matter has been tabled at the Oyo State House of Assembly, and the members rejected suggestions and calls that the state government should negotiate with the bandits who abducted teachers and students during the coordinated attack at Oluyole in Oluyole local government area of the state on Friday, May 15, 2026. And it, however, called for intensive and intensified rescue operations to secure the release of victims abducted during the attacks.
Well, if they have any suggestions, they should come up with it.
The
kind of rescue they are talking about.
The kind of intensified rescue operations that they are talking about. They should come up with their suggestions, so we know that yes, they have actually contributed to ways and means of rescuing these abductees.
And I know what most people want. Well, every peace-loving person, I know what they want is the kind of rescue that would minimize as much as possible collateral damage or guarantee zero collateral damage. Let's have this quick commercial break and we'll be back.
It's choco time. Wake up. It's choco time. Donald Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donald Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donald Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Right, we're back at the still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM.
There is this story about the Owo attacks, the Owo church attack.
The landmark judgment.
Yes. 4 terrorists have gotten their death sentence. Yes, and well, this is about 4 years after the attack, and the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja on Wednesday sentenced 4 members of the Al-Shabaab terrorist group to death by hanging for their involvement in the June 5, 2022 attack on St. Francis Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State. The attack left more than 40 worshippers dead and over 100 others injured. And Justice Emeka Nwite made the declaration after convicting Idris Abdul Malik Omeiza, 25, Al-Qasim Idris, 20, Jamil Abdul Malik, 26, and Abdul Rahim Idris, 25, on a 9-count terrorism charge filed by the Department of State Services on behalf of the federal government.
And these people, they are Al-Shabaab.
Yes, Al-Shabaab.
Again, I raise the question, why is every major terrorist organization, why are they now domiciled in Nigeria? Al-Shabaab is majorly domiciled in Somalia.
Somalia, yes.
It's a majorly a Somali terrorist organization. And the story says, or the full story here says they had a cell in Kogi State. The names you listed: Idris Abdul Malik Omeiza, Al-Qasim Idris, Jamil Abdul Malik, Abdul Halim Idris, and Momo Otu Abubakar, all adults, males, and others still at large, sometime in 2021, did join and became members of Al-Shabaab terrorist group. And well, they were said to have held meetings severally, and they agreed to and planned for the terrorist attack, which it was carried out on 5th June 2022 at St. Francis Catholic Church, Ondo State. And you know what I'm trying to look for in this piece, Bimbo? If there is anything that tells us the motive for those attacks, the reason for those attacks, what those people could have done to warrant being killed in such a gruesome manner. But apparently nothing, Bimbo. they just felt they had to make a statement. They just felt being members of Al-Shabaab group, and that is what Al-Shabaab does: a senseless killing. They kill people for no reason. That is the major pastime of the Al-Shabaab terrorist organization, just like other terrorist groups that have no clear ideology. So these people, from what I'm seeing here, these people that they killed did nothing to them.
Yes.
And they just decided that they had to kill people
Yes.
to establish the fact that they belong to Al-Shabaab. And the DSS narrated how the attack was perfected in evidence. United Prosecution Witness PW9 with codename SS1 for security reason, who is a deputy director in charge of terrorism investigation that led the DSS team that investigated the deadly terrorist attack against the church, told the court that the defendants, under the control of one Odoba, held a meeting on May 30, 2022 at the government secondary school Ogimanama, Kogi State, where Odoba instructed them to attack the St. Francis Catholic Church in Owo, adding that the instruction was clear to the effect that the attack should be carried out on Sunday, and that the priest in charge of the church should be killed. Again, for no reason. So I just wish that we could be like other African nations, that when you find these people guilty, they should be executed immediately. I remember Niger Republic, there was during the Buhari administration, I remember there was a particular time when some terrorists were rounded up. I think they were actually Boko Haram. And they were arrested. In let's say maybe in the afternoon, they were tried in the evening, and as done, they were executed.
Yes.
That's the kind of judgment. My opinion here, I think that's what should happen to these people. But then they'll probably be in jail for a very long time
before they will eventually be hung.
And well, I hope this is not the case. There's something I heard, Bimbo, that also disturbed me, but I hope it is not the case, and I cannot readily confirm, Bimbo. There's this account that says that these people, that they face justice, and justice was eventually meted out to them because they are not of that ethnic nationality that seems to get special treatment when they do anything bad in this country. Because they are not Fulani, that they are actually, there's this thing that report said that they are actually Ebira. But like I said, I cannot readily confirm. But wherever they are from, Bimbo, the fact remains that justice has been served.
Yes.
At least for the first time in a very long time. Bimbo. In Benue, we still have cases where people never get arrested. People are still being killed and no one gets arrested. In cases where they get arrested, we don't know what happens to those that get arrested. And the people of the Benue communities usually tell us that they keep on arresting the wrong people, that the indigenous youths of the community are the ones that get arrested. So if this is happening now, I think, well, maybe I'll call it a good start, Bimbo. At least we seem to be getting somewhere regarding the dispensation of justice.
Like people always believe that once a crime is committed and the case is charged to court, we don't know what will happen at the end of the day. But some cases are still ongoing, that judgment has not been served, and it is not compulsory that we must give accounts. Pressmen must give accounts of proceedings that happen every day in that court. It is when a landmark judgment is about to be made or is made, yes, we'll get to hear the news. Now, still talking terrorism before we go to some other stories. Again, Kwara State is in the news. Terrorists have killed 5 out of the 8 worshippers abducted at Ekwa Church, Umugo in Ifelodun local government area of Kwara State, saying one abductee escaped. And Reverend Sunday Omoli had last month, in an interview with the Vanguard, urged federal government to expedite action on the release of the abductees from the captivity of the terrorists. And the clergyman said government action became inevitable because having paid the terrorists 20 million naira with other items worth over 300,000 naira, and they declined to release the worshippers, but instead demanded for another 300 million naira. Imagine.
Only. Under 300 million now. And those people are still in captivity now?
Yeah, they are still in captivity. Okay, yes, you have a story talking about INEC.
Actually, this one on insecurity says the Senate has rejected call to audit military spending. Why are they rejecting the call to audit? Why don't they want to audit? Is this because the inner pockets of the Babadiga has been greased through military spending? Why are they rejecting? Why don't they want the military spending to be audited? Yes, we understand that we were at a time of emergency, but then that doesn't mean that we shouldn't look into how military funds are being disbursed, especially if we are not getting results in the war against terrorism. And it is a prayer seeking to audit spendings by the Nigerian armed forces amid the increasing banditry, kidnapping and insurgency ravaging the country field on Wednesday on the floor of the Senate in Abuja. It came as senators passed a motion condemning the recent abduction of 46 victims, including students, pupils and teachers from 3 schools in Oyo State. The motion, which sought urgent action by security agencies and government at all levels to rescue the victims still held in captivity, was moved by Senator Abdul Fattah Buhari from Oyo North. However, the Senate rejected an additional prayer proposed by Senator Adams Oshiomhole calling for an audit of armed forces spending over the years. When Oshiomhole proposed the prayer, it was not seconded by any senator. They won't second it. A requirement before a prayer can be considered accepted and passed. It reminded the Senate that military budgets in recent years are taking the lion's share of the federal budget, adding that this was done deliberately to address insecurity, but which seems to have defied solution, despite the skyrocketing military spending, and they are still sitting in those air-conditioned chambers, saying that they should not be audited. Any time, I think it is. Those areas, those sectors where they do not know, where the money passes under their noses. So that's those sectors that they know that they want to look into. But this one, of course, and of course, since they are not targeted and their relatives are not targeted, and their children, most of them have their children safely away in schools in the world's choice capitals. So they are not, their children are not targets for adoption. So of course they cannot care.
Well, talking about the INEC saga, the police, senior police sources yesterday confirmed that operatives of the Force Intelligence Department, Intelligence Response Team, IRT, have commenced investigations into the unauthorized database abuse and the leaking of classified national documents belonging to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Towards this end, an official of INEC has been arrested, while a top aide of the FCT minister is said to have been interrogated by the operatives over the leakage of the document, and sources told Vanguard that IRT operatives have detained the INEC official, who is seconded to the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC, while investigations is ongoing. Well, I think they should do their job.
Well, maybe I don't think anything will come out of it. Well, and then you should know why.
Yes, sir.
The camp of one of the most powerful men in this country was named in that matter. Yes. The top aide they are talking about is the media aide to Mr. Wike, the FCT minister. So, but the concern here, and which will be a concern to many, especially of the opposition, is the fact that is it that the Wike camp have that unfettered access to the INEC CVR database, and for Mr. Larry Olayinka to have inadvertently, unknowingly, apparently he didn't know that they shouldn't have done what he did. It speaks a lot, and it seems to expose them. To have exposed what perhaps the FCT minister would not want exposed. But like you said, we'll let the security agencies do their job. But Mr. Olayinka himself has been invited for interrogation. And then we'll see what excuse they would come up with for them to have that unauthorized access to the INEC CVR database.
Yes, sir. Well, in his statement, Olayinka admitted that he had posted a video of a political protest at the AMAC office on his social media pages, and he explained that the AMAC electoral officer, whom he did not previously know, contacted him via Facebook Messenger to vent his anger that INEC was being blackmailed by protesters who were not even validly registered voters in the FCT. Well, part of his defense here.
Yes, defense. Because like Alaji Atiku said yesterday, he said if this is allowed to slide, that it would question the credibility of whatever future elections we are holding in this country. And under this leadership crisis, court shifts nephew Bala Gumbesu to June 8th. Vandals destroyed TCN's 330 kV Upper Lafayette transmission lines, and the FDB talking business this morning. They are saying Africa can raise $469 billion annual revenue without raising statutory tax rates.
Yes, before the phone lines, Ogun school hit by fresh gas leak, scores hospitalized. I think something urgent should be done by the Ogun State government to check all these gas leaks. It is too frequent in Ogun State.
And in DR Congo, WHO reports 344 Ebola cases, 60 deaths. One of major response challenges. What's that one doing?
Well, the lines to call 070 55 55 1985 or 080 5500 9850. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ekele Alabi from Lakashabo Road.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes. First and foremost, I want to commiserate with Shifade Labu over the abduction of his sister together with his his nephew. The abductor, the kidnapper, can carry out the another act in a open place like the challenge. You see, there's no place is safe in Nigeria. I pray for their safe return of the abductee. My question is that why are we continuing talking the same thing almost every day? The solution when the problem is low, the problem is not bad page. Our security personnel are in source of life, we should recruit more. The also need to be recruited at the disposal of military personnel. It should be replaced with a sophisticated one. All this radicalization, integration of the better Boko Haram cannot work. We should deal with the terrorism with fire for fire. That's my comment. Have a nice working day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The remains of a final year varsity student, Federal University Lokoja, was found where it was dumped by unknown assailants.
That's rather unfortunate.
On Saturday night.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Oh. Hello. Good morning. Please do well to call us back. The line is breaking. We can't hear you clearly. The female student, Sarah Idoko, who was found on Saturday night near the Crusher area along the busy Felele axis, that's in Kogi State, where she was dumped by unknown assailants. A car was said to have sped off around 8 p.m. after dumping her remains by the roadside.
Well, we are not investigators. It could be either cult or ritual killings. It might be linked to that. And well, we hope that proper investigations will, be carried out to ensure and to get to the proper root of the crime. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, we heard some news again about some things that happened in the motion. And later, in the evening, about some kidnapping in Kogi State of a full bus that were kidnapped by some people who just came out from the bush and took them to the bush. Later, we found another news again in UP or Jigawa or something like that, that about 40 people or 40 people were kidnapped. It just pointed out to something. Government is failing. And how else can you describe failure? I mean, how else can you describe failure? I'm not upon in Ibadan. Now, how else can you describe that the government is failing? But government is also getting a failing. Children does not mean that you'll be writing and writing piece of paper or documented it or something that your PROs will be saying all around. You see failures when it's manifesting, and we've seen it that government is failing. Not that they are not doing anything, but they are not up to the standard. They are not up to the game, and the government is supposed to be halted. No, but what can we do? What we just saw that government is failing, and they should admit that they are failing. Now, government at every level, I'm not talking about the state or federal government, at every level, they are failing. Now, on the issue of not probing the military, Oshama Levy's issue, nobody seconded it. I mean, this country. So, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jiri. Still talking about systemic failures. UNICEF is saying here that only 1 in 4 Nigerian children can read, do basic math at 14. Let's have this quick commercial break and we'll be back.
Wake up, it's choco time. Donna Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Right, we're back. It's good to know you are still there and still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, the issue of insecurity in this country. You know, I think former chief of army staff, President of Messenger, said that this thing will with this difficulty or this bandit or banditry or whatever, terrorism for the next 20 years. Is the man not saying the truth? Look at what is happening now. So why are we going to get rid of this insecurity in this country? Maybe we have what do you call it, security summit or whatever. I think this thing is getting out of hand. That is not about that. And the issue of those that is in line with this insecurity. I want to include the same government to go play execute the order. God bless you. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Article to Tinubu rescue Oyo peoples. Teachers now or admit failure. He also says that the situation in Oyo State is a reminder that insecurity under Tinubu has become a way of life.
Well, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you, sir.
May the Lord God bless Brother Jide from his scholar for me this morning. What systemic failure are you saying, Mr. Bella? The governance failure, administrative failure, willful failure, they have failed. That's the reason why I suggested yesterday that President Tinubu tender his letter of resignation with immediate effect. He has failed woefully. If you are made the head of a family and you are not capable of leading the family, tender your resignation and go. It is honorable for you to go. Look at what happened in Nevada. In broad daylight. Now, nobody is safe in this country. And we are talking of 2027, 2027. What are you going to do? Or not come, I want you to let you be fine. He has failed. He has failed the nation. Economically, politically, security-wise. He has failed. Let him go home. When you get to a crossroad and you don't know where to go back to where you are coming from. That's the solution. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, Mr. Comedy, but they keep telling us that they have done well, and one of the presidents said that we should go and get magnifying glasses if we want to see what the president has done.
Customized magnifying glasses.
We have different shades of opinion on this.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I won't get mad at it. People are protesting. I won't get political football. If I did that document, I wanted to know how much the people will that weekend. That's what happened in that now. That will show you, just to tell election, get that down. So just you show the amount of result. The main point that I have been a young green way, you look at man like Mike and who have to what's in mind. Oh, to two things. What is for president? To be different. Not the government they don't do what you're here. I don't know what I'm doing. Now again, I want to ask GSA sometime. They said no more can you to Nigeria. That's the reason I'm going to. So it's still not right, it's still wrong.
And William, for your contributions this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please, I want to ask a question. Is it true that terrorists invaded the immigration office in the yesterday?
Yes, according to the newspapers.
Yes, the immigration office in
Ogbomoso, and carted away guns, arms.
Well, we do not know whether they were gunmen. We do not know whether exactly. We do not have the details yet whether they were terrorists or bandits and what their motive was. But they carted away weapons.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Very good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you here, Monsieur.
You cannot learn two things at one time now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What did you?
Monsieur?
The glory and peace and right of God will be with all of us in Nigeria. Because this is where everything does not make us happy at all. Look at what is happening yesterday about I forgot the kidnapper kidnapped in son of I don't know I forgot his name as Ringo yesterday with abandonment. God, the people that disrupt the peace of Nigeria and Oyo State. My prayer to God of Almighty Allah that God will harm them because they always disturb the peace of Nigeria. They will not make us happy. God will be with us.
Thank you very much, Monsieur.
All right, thank you. All right, as we wind down, residents protest in Ekiti over prolonged hostage taking after 10 million ransom payment, and reps condemn killing of pastor, abduction of worshippers during open crusade. All right, check your time is 7:30. We have to go. Be an interesting time on conversation, and we'll be back same time tomorrow morning, God willing. My name is Tola Teriba.
And my name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Enjoy your day.
Conversation. Conversation.
98.5 Oluyole FM.
Yes, good morning, sports fans. It's Thursday morning. Right here from the live studios of Oluyole 98.5 FM, your champion style, and of course it's time for your breakfast sports show on radio. My name is Toby Ajole, your host on the program this morning, and on the menu we'll be giving you the latest in the ever exciting world of sports. Yes, the big leagues, the big football leagues, and even right here in Nigeria might be over, but we still have more stories to whet your appetite as we count down to the FIFA World Cup. June 11th, we'll be having the first round of games going down because it will be in Mexico between the L3 of Mexico and South Africa's Bafana opening proceedings before South Korea and the Czech Republic will also retreating also the best of football regarding the first time where 48 teams will be participating in the Mundial. That and many more will be coming to your listening pleasure this morning. And of course, the Super Eagles, they are in the news this morning because yesterday they had an international friendly game against the White and Reds of Poland yesterday. It was another time to see the three-time African champions take to the field. As Eric Schell gave us a new look, Super Eagles, after the big boys excused themselves from these international friendly. Well, next week Wednesday another friendly game will be going down, and this time it will be against the Portuguese national team. Of course, we'll be discussing that and many more this morning. First things first, we'll say special hello to listeners joining us from Okiogo 96.3 FM and Agilate 92.1 FM. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. Oluyole 98.5 FM is the channel name. You could also catch us on Radio Garden and also Radio Online Box, so you can join us anywhere across the world. And yes, we're live from the mother station in the big brown roof city of Ibadan, Oluyole 98.5 FM. But first things first, getting this special birthday shout out to Adedamola Ajayi. Yes, Mo Baby Alish, you know. As happy birthday to you, wishing you long life and prosperity in good health. Do make sure you have a blast. And without we start from the national team scene or from national sports stories where the Lagos State government has reaffirmed the state's readiness to host the maiden edition of the National Intermediate Games as the main organizing committee of the event inspected facilities across the state yesterday, Wednesday. The National Intermediate Games, recently introduced by the National Sports Commission, is aimed at strengthening the transition from grassroots to elite sport for emerging athletes, with the inaugural edition scheduled for September. The main organizing committee inspection team was led by the DG, that's the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Mazo Zogula, that is Honorable Bukola Olopade, who expressed satisfaction with the state's level of preparedness. During the tour, the committee inspected the ongoing rehabilitation works of the Teslim Balogun Stadium, which is undergoing extensive upgrades, including new playing surface and improvement to key infrastructure. The contractors handling the works have assured the commission that the works will be produced and ready ahead of schedule, because September 2026 will be having the National Intermediate Games. The delegation also inspected the indoor sport hall, the basketball facilities and other competition venues expected to host various events during the games. Of course, or your state team will definitely be participating